until I take my dying breath. I will never let you go. I will never let you go.
Hi, everyone. This is Davyd Smith from No Kill, Colorado. I'm joined today by Aubrie Kavanaugh from No Kill, Huntsville, and Alan Rosenberg from New Jersey Animal Observer. This is No Kill in Motion. We're talking about a subject that we actually talk about, I think we talk about on and off through other videos. We may even had a video that was related to this, but the phrase no kill, what it means, why it's important, why we continue to use it. I actually saw a post this week on an animal welfare group, doesn't really matter which one because I see these all the time, people questioning it, saying it's divisive, the phrase no kill, or just misunderstanding what it is. So, you know, when I look at it, it's simple, right? No kill means saving every healthy or treatable animal, homeless pet. And, in a nationwide survey a couple of years ago, 77% of people in this nationwide study said there should be a law against killing healthy and treatable homeless pets in shelters. And that's actually saying a law. 77% said a law. So I imagine the people who just say it's wrong is actually higher. These are people willing to go that far. And that's all no kill means to me. I wonder the way that you may actually define it and what you think of this subject. So Aubrie, I'm going to start with you. The phrase no kill, what it means, why it's important, why we continue to use it.
Well, no kill, we all, I believe, are in agreement on this. No kill means you don't destroy healthy and treatable pets. And when we use the phrase no kill, we also have to have a slight side conversation about the word euthanasia. I mean, if you've ever had to end the suffering of a beloved pet, that's euthanizing your pet. You're doing it for reasons of mercy, because that's what the word euthanasia means. And it's a heart-wrenching decision that we often have to make if the animal doesn't pass on its own. When you destroy healthy and treatable animals in an animal shelter, that's not euthanasia. It's not euthanasia. It's not putting them down. It's not putting them to sleep. It's killing them, because that animal either was or could have been someone's beloved companion. So it's pretty simple. No kill means you don't destroy healthy and treatable animals. It's not about a percentage. And for those that say it's divisive, because we hear this all the time. Oh, it's divisive. You're calling out people for doing their jobs. Well, no, I mean, when I talk about a shelter and describe it as a kill shelter, I'm describing an action that happens at that facility. I'm not going that one step further and pointing fingers at the people that are doing it. It has to do with a culture within the building. And we've talked before about it's not a percentage. I mean, years ago, the byproduct of not destroying healthy and treatable animals was a live release rate of about 90%. But as we talked about before, with advances in shelter medicine, some places are saving 97, 98%. So it's not about a number. It's not math, it's method.
Right. One of the things that you kind of hit upon is what I find is first, no kill is a little confusing to someone who just doesn't understand. Like, no kill sounds like no animal dies in the shelter. And I said, that's not true. It means they're not killed. Or I bring up that euthanasia thing that you said, right? Basically, I say euthanasia has a dictionary definition. That's what we follow. If you're not following that, then you're killing the animal. The other thing is regressive shelters use this confusion to actually tell people that, no kill is warehousing, no kill is, cruel to animals, that kind of thing. And so I probably wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't perpetuated by regressive shelters. I think that's the only real problem we have. The confusion in people is understandable, but if I spend 2 minutes with someone and say, actually, all it means is don't kill a healthy or treatable, this is euthanasia, this is no kill, I could tell that story in 60 to 100 seconds. And they're like, oh, that makes, I've never had anyone do anything but go, oh, that makes sense. So Alan, the phrase no kill, what it means, why it's important, why we continue to use it.
Well, I agree with everything Aubrie said. We're trying to do when we say kill is we're trying to make euthanasia the word what it really is, which is to end hopelessly suffering animals' lives who are in unremitting pain. So the sheltering industry over time has used euthanasia as a word, as a defense mechanism for the management and maybe certain of the employees to be able to do their job without guilt, because when one has to face the fact that they're killing thousands of animals a year in some cases, then it really gets hard to do your job. So euthanasia in the sheltering industry was created so the sheltering industry could continue on unabated. And as advocates, we've called that out. We've said, you are killing. You're not doing euthanasia for the most part. Yes, you're doing some euthanasia, but most of the animals' lives you're taking are killed. And whenever we hear the anti-no-kill rhetoric, it's almost always from the people that work at the shelters, their families, or their friends. And enough is enough. Shelter killing is killing, and a shelter that kills is a kill shelter. It's just a fact, and people need to get on with that. And if they don't want to hear that, then they need to revamp the shelter's policies so they don't have to kill. We have plenty and plenty of shelters in this country now that have stopped the killing. So it's not like we're asking them to do something that's impossible.
I always find it interesting that, we can be, and as I said, I think the big problem is it's professionals, aggressive shelters that actually come back at this and actually keep this alive. That I am considered sometimes, whether it's a post or something I say, is considered divisive or even offensive. And I'm always like, wait, so me saying that you shouldn't kill an animal is offensive, but you actually killing a healthy or treatable pet is not. And this really confuses me when sometimes that argument kind of falls flat on the people I'm talking to. I'm like, really? This is where it goes? I don't know. What do you think of that, Aubrie?
I completely agree. And I recall you've said that a few times, and I've actually used that explanation for some people. But because surely the act of ending the life of a healthy and treatable animal should be more offensive to all of us than use of a phrase. And something Alan said reminded me, we do hear all the time that people say, oh, the phrase is divisive. We should hold hands and we should just all get along. And I agree that cooperation is great, but here's another reason why we need to continue to use the phrase no kill. It's already on the public radar. It's already out there. We had a conversation earlier this year prior to the presidential primary when we were talking about presidential candidates that were using the phrase no kill. Julian Castro had something on his website for his political platform that he was going to work toward a no-kill animal sheltering model. I believe, Alan, that you've talked before about Cory Booker, about how he has used the phrase no kill. So I guess my point is, it's already out there. The public uses it. People who run shelters use it. People that run rescue groups use it. Local elected officials use it. And political candidates for up to the highest office use it. So it's already out there. So we do better to take those few seconds, as you said, David, to explain to people what it means. And then it's not confusing at all because they can relate it to their own lives. They can relate it to how they use the words kill and how they use the words euthanasia. And I think that we can do it without personalizing it to the people that do the act. I'm not a fan at all. I have never called someone that runs a kill shelter a killer or a murderer. I think that people that do that, they just make it inflammatory when we need to be addressing the systemic issues that are causing this to happen. So getting back to my point, the phrase is already out there. Those that say, oh, we need to call it something else, or we need to call it low kill. I've never even understood what low kill means. I think that's more confusing than no kill. In Huntsville, Alabama, if you ask most of the people in the community what no kill means, they understand, they get it. That's because we worked really hard to explain it to the public and bring them on board. And now it's a point of community pride. So I think taking just a little bit of time brings everybody on board. And Alan, I agree completely, that those people that continue to fight against it are the people that are performing the acts themselves.
And I think it's a deliberate, disingenuous messaging coming from some of the more aggressive shelters. I think, David, you're very familiar with this in Colorado with some of the bigger organizations out there, where they state when they know this is wrong, where they say, oh, well, kill includes hopelessly suffering animals. So, you're asking for an unattainable goal. And they know very well the difference between killing and euthanasia. And it really is an attempt by them to retain their status, their way of doing things. And in the case of some of these bigger organizations, they're very fat paychecks. So no, it is absolutely disingenuous for them to make these claims about, well, no kill includes real euthanasia, killing includes real euthanasia, when they know there is a distinct difference between the two.
I know I've told this story before. I don't remember if we talked about it here on No Kill Motion or if I just talked to you guys about it, but I'm going to tell the story again because you reminded me of it, Alan. It was about 10 years ago is when I first started that. I am in the room with all the major large animal welfare organizations for homeless pets in Colorado. We are, we're trying to get them to move towards no kill. They were absolutely refusing it. And they said that no kill was divisive and can you call it something else? And I said, here's the deal. If you will publish that you are going to save every healthy or treatable homeless pet that comes into your shelter, I will change the name of my organization to Save All Fluffy Puppies and Kittens. I said right now, I will do that. You tell me that you'll put that out there, that you will save every healthy or treatable pet. I will change the name of this organization today. Silence. No takers. I got nothing. So anyway, I'm going to end with that. Do you guys have anything to end on this subject of no kill and the verbiage?
I would say one other minor thing, and I think it relates to the fact that regressive shelters go after the phrase as opposed to the action. I will be the first to admit that there are some bad actors out there. I mean, there are people that use the phrase no kill to try to make themselves look better in the public eye, and the public doesn't tend to delve too deep into what's happening. So, but it's up to all of us in animal sheltering and animal rescue to call out those people and those organizations when they are behaving in ways that are not consistent with the meaning of the phrase.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree. There should be I think in an ideal world, there would be a no-kill certification process. There certainly are organizations out there, some unscrupulous, that are using no-kill to make money for themselves, retail rescue. In general, I am not a fan of any rescue saying we're no-kill because it's not, you're picking the animals, it's kind of hard not to, it's easy kind of to be no kill. But then again, no kill is a philosophy and a fundamental principle, but still I think I would, if I were running organizations, I would only use no kill if I were running an animal control shelter where having the name no kill has a real meaning because it's a challenge that you overcame and achieved.
Actually, that's really interesting. And I think we're out of time. We should take that and make it another time. You said something there that is a really interesting conversation, but we're out of time. So we're going to go again. This was Davyd Smith from No Kill Colorado, Aubrie Kavanaugh from No Kill Huntsville, Alan Rosenberg from New Jersey Animal Observer. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.